Welcome to eSeniors, the premier racing club for racers that are 50 years and older. We're racing ACC as well as LMU, and right now we have 4 championships going. So join us, connect on our website, eSeniors GT3 Championship.com, or send a message on YouTube if you find this video and want to enjoy this race. Today we are racing Bathurst, race number 6, and let's see how we are on standings. We're racing 2 classes here. We have the silver class, and Malcolm Hutchin is in the lead with 173 points. Just behind him is Peter Nilsson, 170 points. Then we have Brian Banks, 161, and the winner of last race was Kevin Walker. He has 148 points, so there's everything to fight for still for these guys. Pablo Gianni, P5, 142. You see that we have a couple of penalties as well. Here we have the standings for Platinum. Chris Bourne, he is unbeatable, 222. He has collected 4 wins of the races. He had won all the races that he has participated in. It's unbelievable. Steve Young, Sky 194, 193 points. Was P2 last race. Stuart Packham, P3 last race, 159. And then we have Mirsh Pornov, 155. And Brian Hartford, 155. So they are certainly fighting for P3. We will see if Packham can advance, and anything can happen on the mountain. I mean, we could have a DNF of any of these guys depending on how the race develops. Tonight, it's a night race at Bathurst. We're gonna try and make that as interesting as possible. It's hard to see the cars when you're on the unlit portion of the track, so I'm gonna do a lot of in-car camera views to make this as enjoyable as possible. And the screen, I'm using that to highlight our sponsor, Sim3D, that do everything you need for your sim cockpit, custom things and cool things like button boxes, etc., etc. And Syndeo is a Canadian-based company that specializes in consulting for IP telephony and call center. So they will be your broker for those type of solutions. So if you're in the business for anything like this, consider our sponsors, please. All right, let's look at the game stream. We have started to cars going around. Hey, Peter, welcome to the stream. Everyone on the stream, appreciate if you just press the like button. That would be cool. All right, let's follow Terry on an outlap going up the mountain. Rockshaw, tune the brightness, you have to see a bit more. I don't want to mess with that on the stream if you don't mind. And also, my apologies for my voice. I've had quite a cold, so sometimes I have to cough. All right, so I looked a little bit on the times that people were delivering here in the practice sessions before, and Chris Bourne certainly looks really strong in this race as usual. Brian Harford as well, very strong driver. And flipping over here, Torrance. Yeah, my name is Chris Diort. I have that little graphic down there to remind myself to just present myself. Here's Kevin Torrance going down the mountain in his Lamborghini. I like when people have the auxiliary lights on the cars. Not everyone do that. It's a feature you independently if you have a custom livery or not. That is something that you set in the ACC settings for I don't know how, yeah, where you have your livery and so on. Makes the car look pretty cool. I wanted to just go down the line here on the different cars before we get start to get some times. Terry Trowbridge put the 2:04.1 with Hugo Caballero from Uruguay. And as you know, the eSeniors is a very international crowd. We have drivers from all over the world, and at some point I'm gonna show you the different flags. So jumping around here to catch someone who is actually on track. Here we go, Peter Nilsson. Speaking of flags, Swedish flag, fellow countryman. Currently sitting with a fast lap there, 2:04.0, his fastest lap. Brian Murray, Terry Howard, welcome. Yeah, so I moved to Sweden myself. Thoroughly enjoying that. Yeah, it's nice to be back in Sweden after 35 years in the US. And I live in a very pretty area with a lot of nature, and that's something I've been longing for after 35 years in Texas, which is a little bit different than Sweden. Natures as well as attitudes. And let's follow Peter as he comes down the mountain. It's a fun track, this. Just makes it extra exhilarating when it's in the dark. Yeah, Ollie is still holding on to fastest time, 2:02.3. Is Ollie coming down? He's not up on his time. He's gonna start to catch someone who is actually improving. Hugo Caballero finishing up. He's up half a sec. See where that will put him. That should, unless he gains a lot more, it won't really do anything for him. P6 right now. Yeah, he stays at P6. Oh, Kevin Torrance. Accident for him. Yeah, I also should mention it's the silver racers that are out first. Here is Paolo Gianni from Venezuela, if I'm not misnaming his country, with the flag. Let's see how he's doing here on the mountain. His best time so far is 2:06.0. And he's not improving so far. Let's see how he's doing coming up the mountain. Behind, oh, oversteer. Oh, a little tap there. Yeah, that screwed up his lap. So let's look at Mike Meleski, just finishing, starting a new lap. Mike driving the Ferrari. Trowbridge look and takes the fastest lap now. 2:02.4, fastest for silver. It's Trowbridge. Gonna stay with Meleski a little bit more here as we're coming up the mountain. Oh, the oversteer there as well. Trowbridge improved his lap. So we have 25 cars running right now, or in the connected, so to speak. Let's jump to Shannon. Shannon is up, he was up almost a second. Lost a little bit. Looking to finish his lap. Oh, I'm sorry, no, he's He's not finishing, he's coming down the mountain. I was confused as to where he was, sliding a bit, struggling a little bit, but still up with a second. His best is 2:06, far away from the top, and he's up on time, but I think the only thing he can do here is to hope to maybe get in front of Paolo Gianni. Let's just stay with him for now. See how we finish off here. It's up 1.5. I missed the apex a little bit there. Still up on time. Maybe he can gain a position. Looking at the times here. Yeah, he didn't do much on that run. So Olle Linnartner, good to see him up there. Obviously this is his home track. Olle is up early to do this race with us. And Trowbridge about to finish off this lap where he has improved his time with 0.7. There you go, new fastest lap coming into the 2:01.5. Super strong there. So good job. Malcolm Hutchin has traffic. How's that gonna go? Is he yielding position, the car in front? No, I don't think so. So this going compromise. Hutchin still up on time. Not, he lost time there from the car in front. Yeah, it's not going to improve anything there. Who else? Peter David. Haven't seen him for a while. It's up almost a second. What will that do for him? Yeah, that should put him up maybe P7. Good exit there. Oh, even better. P4 for Peter David for the silver group. Couple of minutes more for them to do something. Linnartner just starting a new lap. See if he can reach Trowbridge. Oh, yes, traffic in front. That's trouble. Yellow flag on Meleski and Oliveira. Hopefully they didn't collide with each other. Linnartner is behind on time. Yeah, he's more or less aborting this lap. We haven't looked at Britos. Up half a sec. What will that do for him? His best is 3:1. If we actually do a sec, that will really push him up a couple of positions if we can keep this up. Britos half a sec now, passing. I think that was Meleski. Coming up to more traffic up front. Hopefully that's not gonna hinder him. Missed a little bit on the throttle there, sound like. Now he's behind. Lost a couple of tenths. Let's see if he can improve. Get a good exit, get on the throttle there. No, he's behind. It's too bad. Britos P6 at this point. All right, anyone else in silver that's out driving? Possibly up on time. Hutchin have traffic in front of him. How's Peter David doing? He's driving just behind those guys. I'll show the cars a little bit from the outside. Yeah, pitch black out there. Peter David is not on a fast lap. Let's look at Banks. He's up just a little bit. Let's see if we can improve. So now it is 10 minutes left, so that means that we should see Platinums rolling here. Yeah, Banks is not improving, so Trowbridge provisional pole, or actually that is the pole for silver. Linnartner and David, that's gonna be interesting. Linnartner and Trowbridge next to each other. It's gonna be fun. All right, Steve Young. All right, Mike. I always forget to put me in commentator. Let's get me into that. Hey, Mike.
Yay.
How is it out there in the dark?
Dark. Yeah, very dark. Yeah. If we don't lose any braking markers, panels will be fine. But if we lose those, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the one on the long straight there, those 3 markers there, I've had that happen, and that's a nightmare.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got a tree picked out for that one. It often goes. That's pretty different. It's fun. It's fun. It's good. Of course, everybody has Mount Panorama memorized, though. You've been through those corners so often.
Yeah, I enjoyed that track actually.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's the cold temperatures are a little challenge.
It is.
Yeah, it takes a while to get warmed up, but it's going to be like a lap and a half before everybody gets their tires up to pressure. And then if you don't have a hard lap, then it drops also. It's kind of interesting. So in traffic, actually, people's pressures might go down a little. But some of the guys are claiming more grip, so that's also...
Yeah, I think Chris Bourne, I have my money on him. He was pretty fast in the kind of the practice here, and Brian Harford as well.
Look at Terry Trowbridge. Oh wow, he's got pole.
Yeah.
3 Fords.
Yeah.
He was preaching slow and easy, not slow and rhythmic in the chat there before the race. So.
Yeah.
He's up a half a second on Ollie. Ollie's fast too.
Yeah, he was sitting on top there for a little bit. So that's going to be an interesting start, those two next to each other.
Your voice is good today. Your cold's gone almost.
Yeah, it's better. It's getting better every day. Worst damn cold I've ever had.
Was it? Oh yeah. Ah,
so I had the whole house full of people, and one person gets it, and then everyone gets it. The baby gets it. No one sleeps.
It's that heavy-duty Swedish air you're not used to.
Yeah.
Oh, should be getting our first time up there now. Who's that number 60? That is Bruce Hopkins. He's gonna put the first time up.
Yeah, I didn't see any fastest lap showing up.
Well, maybe we can get a full lap in. That's his out lap, I guess.
Oh yeah, well, no, actually I haven't seen that yet.
Hopkins was by them. Who's next? 117. That's Hartford.
I'm just jumping between the different cars that are out on track right now. Paulo Alex, Portugal, driving the Porsche. Nice sound. Yeah, Peter, I'm back in Sweden. No more rodeos. So Steve Young 2014. First on the board there. Let's see what Chris Bourne gonna put.
159s during the week.
Yeah, that's strong. Okay, here comes Chris Bourne. 2011. All right, so yeah, strong showing there. Let's see what Pornoff can do. P6 for him at the moment. So I mean, Trowbridge and Linnart are strong times there. See how if they're gonna sink here when we get all the platinums on the board here. But I think they did pretty good actually.
201 change, it's good.
Derek Bird from the UK. His best now is 2033. Indian Stig Racing. That's cool. On the stream. Thank you everyone watching. Don't forget to press the like button. And here's Packham in the Grant BMW. Hey Indian Stig, welcome.
I think Stuart said he hadn't practiced yet. Oh no, it's the Merche. Merche hadn't practiced.
Oh really? Wow. But he's been driving this 100 million times.
Yeah, yeah.
No Peter, we don't do any bops. We make it simple for old people. No bops. We've had plenty of discussion around it. But no.
Look at all the Fords on the leaderboard. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Steve Young. Oh, there comes Chris Bourne just as I switched to him. Chris Bourne took the fastest lap again to 0-0. But Steve Young is up on his time as he starts a new lap. Chris Bourne have good pace though. We see that little purple frame around his name there up on the leaderboard. That means that he's flirting with the fastest lap again. So yeah, I mean half a second faster than Steve Young.
Yeah, wow.
So Steve had to get to work now. Unbelievable time there. And Brian Hartford P3 is way behind as well.
Well, the Fords with all that straight line speed are going to be nice on this track.
Yeah, I can put up the personal best, so you can see. So Steve Young 0.2, but as you see there on the leaderboard, he has a lot to bring in. But he's chipping away at it. 0.3.
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes to go. Let's see if he can do a miracle here in the corner. Almost. I lost time there. But now he's only 1/10 behind.
Wow.
But he's pushing on.
Now one more lap.
Yeah, let's get with Hartford. Someone we haven't looked at though, Bruce Hopkins. A little bit further down, so you see that Terry Trowbridge, strong time there, sitting P4 in the total.
Yeah, if we hold on to this, Bruce is going to jump up a few spots. Could jump up to 6th or something or so if he can hang on.
Yeah, and Bourne is still looking to improve his time up to 0.2 at this time. Sliding a little bit there, but he's up on time, Hopkins. It should push him up quite a bit.
Yeah, it might be 6th if he's lucky. 7th or 6th.
There, 50 then. Nice run by Hopkins. So qualifying almost done. But Bourne looks to improve his time again. See if he's...
Oh, by a lot. Another half a second. He's not gonna take any chances of losing pole, is he?
No. And Nova is looking to improve as well. Could actually get up to P4 with that.
Bonoff's got a good one going too. Everybody's getting a good last lap.
Yeah. Let's see if Bourne can take
Bird
another half a
also.
sec out of this.
Bird's flying. Bird will jump onto like
Oh,
fourth.
look at that,
and hang on.
159.8. It's unbelievable.
Oh, Bird lost it. Oh, he had a good lap going.
It's only Navarre left now to look at. 44. Where would that put him? That should put him in P4. And there it is, P4 for Navarre.
Nice.
Let's see if Lillian is watching. His wife is sometimes watching. So
That's the end
yeah,
of the session.
that's the end of the session. Is it your your pit crew I hear?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so there we have it. Chris Bourne, pole for platinum, and then Trowbridge pole for silver. Great run by Trowbridge there. P5 in total as we're looking at the track walk of Mount Panorama. So Hell Corner, and then we go up to Quarry Bend, and the cutting so easy to get the oversteer, and then Summer Park, and then we're gonna climb up McPhillamy Park, and then we're going down Skyline, Dipper, turning into Elbow, and here is where they have an error on this map where they call this Hanger Straight, which is not correct. That's Silverstone, Conroy. And then the Chase. So interesting track that we have in front of us here. And this is race number 6, so it's only 2 races left. Red Bull Ring and then Silverstone. And then we'll start all over again. See what kind of tracks we're gonna put on the table then. I think on LMU we should do a 1-hour race. Makes it a little bit more interesting with the pit stop situation. I think LMU is a little bit, I mean, it's made for more that type of racing, longer racing.
Oh, it solved my mystery. Solved my mystery why I died yesterday. It's the fuel. I died. I lost. I didn't know how the fuel worked.
Oh, okay. So you lost the what do you call the energy?
Yes, you have to add, instead of saying I wanted 5% more fuel, finish the race. You have to say, if you started with 50, you have to say 55, not just 5. You don't put in what you're adding. You put in extra from what you started with, which is kind of weird.
Say that again.
So I wanted 5. I needed like 2 more laps. So I put in 5% energy.
Yeah.
So you don't do that. Suppose you started with 50. And your pit stop number has to be 55 to get 5% more. It's kind of weird. Right?
Gotcha. Okay, well, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
All right, session is starting here in just a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to go on mute.
Okay, good luck. Okay, let's get on the game stream here, the way it should look like. So, and all right, let's do the grid walk. So Chris Bourne, P1. Then we have Steve Young, P2 from the US, Brian Hartford from the US, P3, Paulo Nova from Portugal, P4, Terry Trowbridge, pole for silver, P5 in the total, Bruce Hopkins, the US, and then we have Paulo Alex, P7 from Portugal, Stuart Packham from UK, P8, Derek Bird, P9, the UK, Mish Pornoff, P10 from Macedonia, Olaf Linnartner, P2 for silver, the home track for him, he's from Australia, P12 Peter David from Canada, Kevin Walker from the UK, P13, Hugo Caballero from Uruguay, P14, Daniel Britos from Argentina, P15, P16 Peter Nilsson, Sweden, Malcolm Hutchinson, P17 from the UK, Brian Banks, P18, Canada, Aaron Shannon, P19, Canada, Alvaro Oliveira from Portugal, P20, P21, Paul Rankin, US, P22, Kevin Torrance from New Zealand, and Pablo Gianni, P23 from Venezuela, and Mike Maleski, P24 from Canada. And there's Mike. All right. Dark up there on the mountain. A little bit of light as we're coming through here. And I think it's solid nighttime here. There won't be any, what do you call it, sunrises or anything of that nature. Make sure my timing tower shows what I want to show. I'm gonna keep the timing tower off for now, just for a little bit. And also we have one mandatory pit stop. We expect that to be halfway. We're racing 50 minutes, 50 minutes. And here comes the cars. We have a full formation lap. Oh, I wish everyone had the AUX set. I think I have to send something out on that because it looks much better, like we have on Steve Young. You have a little light there on top of his windscreen. But I'll run the helicam here as we do the start. So on the first row, Chris Bourne next to Steve Young. The other talking point is Terry Trowbridge that sits in P5 in the silver. And here we go under the liquid moly portal there. All right, I think Steve got to be really aggressive here in the start. It's going to be exciting to see. And here we go. Inside line for Steve, for Chris Bourne. Let's see how everyone comes through here. Oh, collision. That's Pornoff going off. Little touch down there too. Otherwise, not too bad here. Let's go back into the front. Oh, Chris Bourne have a commanding lead there. Let's get the leaderboard on. Oh, Britos, Lynn Ortner. A little contact there. Yeah, a few accidents. Just looking back to see if there's something we can replay this one, which is focusing on Pornoff, and we see that green Porsche of Pornoff goes a little bit too hard. Is it? No. Is it Trowbridge? Ah, Trowbridge has this incredible bad luck on his race start. No, I think, no, there was someone else. Tell me it was someone else. Okay, there's Trowbridge. Okay, Trowbridge is intact. Glad to see that. Let's get into cockpits here on Trowbridge. So he sits pretty nicely there, but let's get with Steve Young now, because he looks like he is racy. Caught up with Chris Bourne. And as we get up in the lighted section here, we can enjoy the cars like this. Yeah. Steve Young is racy. Let's see, other cars that drive close. Here's Gianni on Britos. And down here we have Caballero. Pornoff behind him. Oh, it's very crowded there. Where are they going? Oh, Pornoff overcommitted. Had to go into the wall there. Unfortunate for him. Who else do we have? Hudson. Oh, here we go, Peter Nilsson. Gianni in front. Gianni chasing Britos. Britos goes out wide as they're coming up. He gets an awkward line there. He managed to not do anything crazy there. Britos. Gianni is following. Okay, Pornoff is back chasing Caballero. Yeah, he's clearly faster than these guys in front. He's just trying to pass these guys and move up. Oh, there's Caballero being passed. Okay, leaving Caballero behind. Let's look at Shannon and Nilsson. Fastest lap now, 2:122 or 0:22. We're following Shannon. Little cluster of cars in front there, Gianni and others. Chris Bourne has stretched out his lead to Steve Young. Malcolm Hudson chasing down Lynn Ortner. Linhartner have fallen back a little bit. Trowbridge still in the lead for silver. Paolo Alex is sitting in the pits. Hudson is now getting his fangs into Linhartner. Sorry to hear that, Mr. Packham. I've started to lose my voice a little bit. Let's see, I wanted to see Gianni. Ponov passing Rankin, coming up to Mileski. Yes, I was so nervous, Stuart, that it was Trowbridge that got punted in the start there, because Trowbridge had done such a great lap. I hope he's getting a nice race here. He has been very unlucky in some races. Here comes Ponov passing Mike Mileski without really big problems. Switch it to Mileski. Oh, someone went off. Oh, that's Shannon. Shannon went out in the weeds. It's Gianni behind Britos. Getting a good run from the last straight here. Oh, Linhartner, what's he doing? Looked like he dropped a little bit. Hudson took position there. Oh, 1.5 seconds now between Steve Young and Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne is just running away with this. Let's get with Trowbridge here, just follow him. He's driving, see if he looks confident. He has a good buffer to Peter David, who's this P2 in silver. Yeah, looks pretty comfortable. His best time is 2:31. Yellow on Ponov. Yeah, that's a yellow flag, so that's something self incurred at himself, so no accident. That's unfortunate for Ponov. He was driving hard to get back what happened there in the start. Chris Bourne pumping out the new fastest lap to 2:00.4. Super strong. We have 21 cars on track, if I'm counting correctly. Paolo Alex, he's been pitting. He's down 14 positions. Maybe that's what we should look at real quick. Position delta. Who are the winners? Peter David, Kevin Walker and Hudson. Big winners. Pablo Gianni as well. And Paolo Alex, unfortunate, down to the bottom here, being a platinum driver. That's very unfortunate for him. All right, Steve Young. Still running P2, but as we're gonna see when I switch this gap here, he's 2.6 behind. So he's driving about a second slower than Chris. It's unbelievable. Okay, Terry Trowbridge, back to him. let's see how Peter David is doing compared to him. Terry's last lap was 2:03. So did Peter David, 2:03 as well. So they are kind of even. Peter is not really gaining on him with this pace. Brian Banks. Let's get to Brian Banks here. He's fighting for position here. We have Pablo Gianni in front of him. It's going to be interesting how it's going to look like on the tire situation as we get close to half race. That's when we... Oh, oversteer! Gianni goes into the wall, oversteer. Hopes that's not a mess things up for... Oh, Mileski. We just got to Mileski. That managed to get past there. Here's Paul Rankin. Getting close to Caballero. That's not for position though. Rankin is a platinum driver, but it's far back here. Oh, Mike Mileski slides off. He's recovered back. Unfortunate. Let's see where we have any action. Gianni is now in the pits. Trowbridge looks to improve his time a little bit. Improved his first sector. He just needs to consolidate his race. Just plug and play now. Take it easy now, Terry. Just get into the rhythm. So need to look back here. I think this should, if I don't want to jinx this, but Terry's best so far is a P2 and a P3. He did a P3 the last race, Alton Park. So yeah, strong showing. He's a P7 in the Silver Championship. Leader is Malcolm Hutchin. So this would be good for him. If we won, he should climb up a little bit. He does have a 20-point penalty burden. That's going to affect his points at some point. It's a little bit funny how those are calculated in the... But it's something that the system is doing. All right, we now all of a sudden we don't really have any close racing. Maybe Kevin Torrance, we can look at him for a little bit. From the neighboring New Zealand, driving behind Mike Mileski. That actually we should examine him a little bit. He doesn't have a floppy bonnet, but he did have an accident, so his front end might be a little bit impacted. As Paolo Alex went 3 wide for a little bit there in the start. Ben Harford, P3, that's where he started. And he's 6 seconds behind Steve Young. It's about half a second slower than Steve last lap. Behind him we have Paulo Nova. Did a really good last qualifying lap just in the last second of the qualifying and pushed him up to P4. That's where he's driving right now. And pretty safe from Hopkins, which is 9 seconds behind him. So he's sitting pretty here. P4, Paulo. Paolo. His best result is a P3, 2 P3s, 2 podium for him, P6 in the championship. Sometimes we have his lovely wife Liliana watching, and hopefully she comes in and watches this great race by Paolo, P4. Britos in the pits. I saw Caballero gain the position, so that's because Britos went into the pits already. Interesting. Looked like Hopkins and Bird getting a little bit closer. Good camaraderie there in the chats. See if Derek Bird is gaining. Hopkins is a little bit faster. See how they're doing here as we finishing the lap. There's a car, yeah, Trowbridge in front of Hopkins, not for position. Hopefully Trowbridge is smart and lets him go so he doesn't lose any tempo. However, we shouldn't forget Peter David there. He sits in P2 in silver. Gonna check him. Yeah, he has a P2 before. He has only raced 2 races, Peter David, so he would be happy with the P2 here on the mountain. All right, we see there Hopkins have the advantage on that lap, lap 8. Okay, where is the action? Not that much action. Rankin goes into the pits. So Alex, Oliveira and Britos have fulfilled their pit stops. So Hopkins now getting close to Trowbridge. See if Trowbridge gonna let him go here. Would be good. And we have Meleski getting close to Torrance. That's for position. And we lost a little bit just as we're looking at him. Oh, Hopkins had to slow down there. So the white marker there on the leaderboard on Hopkins was that he's slowed down significantly compared to his regular pace. So it's a little heads up to look at it. So he tried to pass Trowbridge, but Trowbridge didn't really allow that, which could be not a good tactic. You don't want to lose time. So yeah, Terry was about second slower that lap than his fastest, but still he's slower. He's faster than Peter David. Oh, Banks and Nilsson. Let's look at that. What happened? It's Banks and Nilsson. Let's see. Oh, okay. Went out and then back on track. That's not good. Nilsson went into to the pits on that. All right, start to see some pit stops now. 30 minutes remaining. Back at the cockpit. Yellow flag on Hudson, 216. I must have gone off somewhere. Back on Trowbridge. Chris Bourne is now 5 seconds ahead of Steve Young. Unbelievable pace. Okay, who should we look at? Alvaro Oliveira has a nice livery. Hugo Caballero goes into the pits. So now we're starting to get some pit action. Back on Trowbridge. Hopkins have backed off a little bit. Peter David. Actually, let's look at Peter David and compare him to Trowbridge and see how he's doing. His last lap, lap 10, Peter David was a little bit faster. Just a tad faster, I'd say. So he's not really gaining on Trowbridge. So if Trowbridge just keep his tempo nice and easy, I think he has this in the bag. We have Brian Banks. All right, Trowbridge into the pits. Chris Bourne was a little bit slower last lap, 2:01.3. That is about a second slower than his best. But still, Steve Young is 5.5 behind. Super strong drive here by Chris that has won all the races that he has participated in. This would be his 5th win out of the 6 in this series so far. So unbelievable, Chris. "22 drivers on track, actually 21. I think Paolo decided just to sit in the pits for now. All right, so Trowbridge is now out. And he's letting Meleski go there, I think. Or just what happened. But Meleski has not stopped yet, so there's a whole slew of cars in front of Trowbridge here. So let's see what lap times he's gonna start to do here after his pit stop. Look, time-wise, I think he did a pretty good stop. Nothing to worry about there. Hartford goes into the pit now. Peter David as well. Halfway through the race right now. And we have 25 minutes left there. Oh, Mike goes wide. Struggles on the tires, I'm sure. A very spread out field here. There isn't that much close racing going on. We'll see when everyone have rotated and done their tire changes. See how Trowbridge is doing then compared to his competition. Steve Young goes in to the pits. And Nova has had good pace lately. He goes into the pits too. Bourne is still out. See what kind of strategy he should have. So he's just starting his new lap now. His last was a 2:16, so about a second, a little bit more than a second slower than his best. See how he's doing on his tires. Hartford had a good stop. Hartford coming out now, I think. Chris keeps pretty good pace here. And Linnard is still out. Been out for a while. Steve Young had a good stop as well. Just as good as Hartford, I'd say. So him and Hartford are done. And now Chris Bourne comes into the pits. And here comes Steve Young down the mountain. Let's see what happens with Chris Bourne. With his stop. Hopefully he's not going to have any trouble. But Steve Young has to hustle if he's going to get out before Chris Bourne comes out. Now Derek Bird goes in. Let's see if Steve has been able to eat something of a little bit time here. Peter David on the stream. All right, here comes Steve Young. And where is Chris Bourne? He's leaving the pits there. Steve Young is just turning the corner, but he is 6 seconds behind Chris Bourne. So let's see now if these guys on fresh tires can do something. Hartford 12 seconds behind Steve Young. Ouch. That's too bad, Peter. Ouch. So Mirsh Pornov have also retired. Is that true? Yeah. Sorry to see that. So Linnart and Walker are in the pits. And Trowbridge and now Walker is P2 in silver. Oh, Steve Young was struggling a little bit. Let's get on Walker here because he... Oh, Oliveira and Britos. What happened here? Let's just go back 10 seconds and see what happened. Ah, okay, that wasn't a contact. Ah, Oliveira is smashed up. What happened here? Nova. Let's do replay. That's Paolo. I think that was a contact. See if we can catch that. Here he comes. Ah, that's a blue flag situation. Okay. Okay. Maybe some smaller contact there. Okay, there's Steve Young. Let's see if the guys can provide some action. It's super spread out now. Trowbridge sits pretty safe right now, 16 seconds. Walker behind him. Let's see, Caballero getting up on Torrance. Maybe that can provide some entertainment. That is for position. Yeah, see now Mirsh is out. Peter David is out. 17 minutes remains of this race. When you come out the lights here, we can look at the cars. Oh, we go back into the cockpit view and it gets pitch black out here on the steer. Oh, oversteer by Torrance. And with that, Caballero up to P11. That was unfortunate for Torrance. Oversteer and just nose into the wall. Not pleasant at all. And now we actually see 5 seconds. Let's look at timing here a little bit for these two guys. So last lap, actually Chris was much faster than Steve, but right now Steve sits only 5 seconds behind. Maybe that's a little bit hope for him, or if it's simply as Chris slow down a little bit to get a breather. We will see. Trowbridge is reaching Bird, that's not for position. Walker is 17 seconds behind him. And we're gonna have an interview after. So don't miss that. Oh, traffic here for Steve Young. Nicely done. Lost a little bit of time. See if we can get that back. 6 seconds now behind Bourne. Yeah, Bourne is still lapping faster as we see there on the screen. First sector was better for Steve. All right, what should we look at? Paula Alex on Britos. That's not for position though. So hopefully Britos will let him pass. Yes, he does. Smart move by Britos. You don't want to fight with someone and lose time yourself. So Rankin and Alex are the two in the back here when it comes to the platinum. Trowbridge doing well here, 18 seconds now ahead of Walker. Yeah, lapping much faster than Walker at the moment. So I hope yes that Trowbridge gonna hold this to the end. I have no doubts that he will. That will be exciting. Did such a great qualifying, really good time up there competing with the best times of the platinum, so strong showing for him on this track. And Chris Bourne just doing his thing. Follow him a little bit, maybe commentator's curse here, you never know. When you drive this in the dark like this and this track, you can, I mean, on the Conrad straight you can relax a little bit, but otherwise there isn't really much to put your elbow up. And coming down the mountain. Chris Bourne is so unbelievably good. Oh, yellow flag on Nilsson. Something happened with him. The damage, can we see? No. Steve Young, is he doing any inroads? Chris Bourne have the best first sector there. Otherwise it's advantage Steve there on the last lap. Let's see what the clock here is, the finishing lap 19. Yeah, slight advantage there to Steve. He just has to kind of plug along, try to pass back markers as quick as possible, and just stay with it. You never know what happens. I think that's Banks in front of him, getting Banks getting the blue flag. It's really hard to yield anything here. You have to keep your eyes in the front, and then you know you have a fast driver that will pass. As we do this turn here, this might be a good place just to lift a little bit. There you go. Nicely done. Steve didn't lose really anything there. Actually, he's up on, getting a little bit closer now to Chris. Less than 10 minutes remaining on this. See if something gonna happen here in the last few seconds or few minutes rather. Trowbridge sitting pretty there, P1, and now he actually, Steve Young actually see the lights there in front of him. That would be Chris Bourne, I believe. Let's see how they're doing this lap as we're finishing off, and see if Chris gains a little bit. It's traffic in front of him though. That would be Caballero, I believe. Oh yeah, so Chris must have had some troubles, because we see the advantage there on that lap. Lap 20 was 1 second, 1.2 almost to Sky. So let's see how he managed traffic in front. Nilsson goes into the pits. What happened now? Trouble for him. Not a good race for him, unfortunately. Position Delta right now. Big winner there. Hudson up 7. Torrance up 9. Yeah, there's the traffic. Yeah, managed that really nicely. Oh, Hartford. Hartford have traffic. That's why we saw the white marker on that timing. Let's see how we manage this. That's Hudson, I believe it is. Yeah, nice. Flashing his lights to acknowledge that nice action. Driving here with poor ranking. As Paula Alex in front for position. It's a little bit close there. Also see that Bird gets a little bit closer to Hopkins up there. Could maybe be interesting. Something up with Navarre. I wonder if he has damage. Paulo Navarre, P4. Great result for him. So now it looks like Chris Bourne have actually... Oh, he's done the fastest lap. Come on. Yeah, he just did the fastest lap. Can you imagine? And at the end of the race, worn tires, and he's pumping out the fastest lap. Strong. Oh, something happened with BATHURST? No, still on track. Derek Bird has Hopkins in his sights. As we're less than 5 minutes remaining here. And jumping over to the podium interview. Hopefully gonna be able to talk to Terry. Great solid race by him. 20 seconds behind him, he has Walker, so we're pretty safe. Steve Young. He battles on, but he's lost a little bit time pace to Steve Young. But I mean, Chris Bourne, lap 21 is when he put his best lap on. That's pretty unbelievable. It looked like Trowbridge was slowing down a little bit, but okay, so he has traffic in front of him. That's what that is. Yeah, that's Britos lifting. Three minutes remaining. We see Bird in front, not for position. However, Bird has Hopkins in front of him. But even if Trowbridge gets slowed down there, it doesn't really matter. Walker is 19 seconds behind. So let's flip over to Derek here, see what he can do. Getting closer. Such a nice sound on this Porsche. So it looks like Chris gonna get his 5th straight first place in the eSenior GT3 on ACC. It's an unbelievable feat. He's unstoppable. Bird is really maxing out the revs. Hopkins in front, they have traffic, but he's coming out on the straight now. Derek is up 3 positions during his race here, so doing really great. Yeah, Hopkins have traffic and he's passing that now. And Derek Bird should have the same courtesy, I think. Yep, there we go. More traffic. This is a troublesome spot. Mike Maleski puts to the side. Even touched the wall when he did so. Got a little yellow marker on him. Let's see if maybe in the last second here, if Bird can take P5. Oh, he's pushing now. Let's just see where Chris Bourne is. Yeah, he will. Let's see if he's gonna have to do another lap. I'm sorry, he's just starting a new lap. So okay, just wanted to see where he was. And back to Bird. Bird gets one more lap to try and reach. Oh, there's Alex went off. Didn't affect these two guys though. Now there's traffic again in front of Hopkins. Great place to get that traffic. Lucked out. But Bird is still gaining on him. This is the most interesting thing on track right now. However, I don't want to miss Bourne going over the line. Bird lose a little bit on him. Hopkins, good fight. Let's see where Chris Bourne is. Yeah, he's about to end his, he's celebrating already now. Looks like he's flashing his lights. And here comes Chris. Chris Bourne takes yet another win. eSeniors, unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're going to talk with Chris here in just a little bit. But I would like to see, and Steve Young goes over the line there. Brian Harford soon. We'll see how Derek is doing. Now he's not reaching. He's not reaching Hopkins just yet. Trowbridge, great race for him. Looking to finalize his race. P1 for him. For silver, P2 for silver, Walker, Lynn Ortner, P3 for silver. So Lynn Ortner on the podium on his home race. Great. Great race. Here we see the fireworks at night. Very cool. And Trowbridge takes the silver win here at Bathurst, race 6. eSeniors. Well, how about that, guys? Let's get over to the interview. And I'm gonna get my graphic up there. Did I download it? No, I probably didn't. Okay, let's download it. There. And
hello, Krista.
hey,
Oh,
did you enjoy that?
oh yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was great. Yeah, I love the just love the track. It's just a track that I like, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, super strong qualifying. I mean, you were way up there with the platinum drivers, and
Yeah,
and then just executed the race. I mean, Walker was so far behind you.
yeah. I was surprised actually that nobody got closer than that, because Ollie was close to me in qualifying.
Yeah,
I don't know if he got tangled up at the start or something. I don't know.
yeah. It's. I mean, some people are just good qualifying, and then race pace, specifically on this track, is something else, because you have to just focus so much.
Yeah, yeah. I think actually being a night race, I think it was easier to focus because you had less. You were just watching in your headlights, and
Yeah,
that was
no,
it.
that's a good point.
And you were sort of well focused. I didn't touch a wall once, which is very unusual. I usually scrape one somewhere or other, but I didn't touch one once, and it was quite I had a good race with Bruce and Derek towards the end. I was behind them two after the pit stop, but I just sat behind them, and there's no point in overtaking them. Just let them carry on in their race, and yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah,
And
super strong.
Nobody else is going to join us. Look.
Yeah, so Chris Bourne, he's He might be
He's
hungry.
probably gone to have his dinner. Yeah, he's gone to have his dinner. I
Yeah, he has
suspect.
to have his dinner, but I mean, he's just unbelievable. But this was,
I know.
I mean, he has won all the races that is. I think the first race he didn't participate in Monza, but all the other races he's won. It's unbelievable.
If I was 20 years younger, I'd give him a run for his money, I think.
And he did his fastest lap on lap 21.
Really?
Yeah, so that's when
Yeah.
he put his fastest lap down, and then his tires were like 20 minutes old or something, so he's been driving on it for a while. So yeah, unbelievable. So yeah, Terry, I was rooting for you. I thought that someone punted you in the start, but Ponov hit
no, I think
someone,
it was
but
okay.
it was someone else, and I was so
Right.
distraught.
No, it wasn't me. I got a reasonable start. I just stuck on the inside, let everybody try and fight it out if they could. I was just hoping nobody was going to go 3 wide into that first corner.
Yeah, good
That's what
strategy.
always happens. Somebody gets a good start and they go for that gap, and that's it. You get a lot of trouble, but otherwise it was a very clean race. I didn't have any problems with anybody. I nearly hit somebody who was a back marker. They moved one way for me, but I happened to move the same way as them.
Oh yeah.
When I went to move back, it was like like when you meet somebody in the street and you go left, right, left.
Yeah.
He was trying to get out of the way. He was doing his best, but I just followed him all across the track each time.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you getting on over there? Are you getting on all right in your home
Sweden
country?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed. I haven't been thinking back like a minute. I mean, we live in such a nice area, pretty, and it's just a good life. So yeah, I really enjoy it. So
very good. Anyway, I suppose I just as well go because nobody else is coming to join us.
Yeah, so we'll let Chris have his dinner, and we'll see you next race.
See you next race. Ta-ra.
Right.
Bye, Chris.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye. All right. Thank you everyone for being part of this race. And next race gonna be Red Bull Ring for the GT3 ACC. But we have a race tomorrow. That's the LMU race for GT3 Sprint. So don't miss that. I think Mike will broadcast that, I think, and I will broadcast my race. So yeah, congrats to Chris and Terry, and have a good night. Bye bye.